Okay, this is something I actually want to speak on that I haven't. But me and Adrian always talk about how this was a monumental moment in our life, essentially. My lip stain looks insane, I know. They look bigger than normal with lip stain, but that's why we love lip stain. I think I was so broken. I was so broken down at this time period in my life. If you know how or have been following me, you know why. And although weird, although I knew him, I met him twice. And although weird and like maybe like whoa for a second and maybe like creepy and maybe like whatever, he wore his heart on his sleeve. And I feel like there is something to be said for that. He met me once for an hour, and then we spent a weekend, a few days later, we spent a couple days, a weekend together. And he grew feelings enough to emotionally emote and talk about those feelings in a written song. Was it a little TMI? Maybe. But I always tell him, I don't know how this would have ended had he not made that song, because I think I was at a point where I wasn't believing in men so much to the point that the only way for me to trust that a man actually had feelings for me, this is like, I don't like that I'm saying this out loud, was to possibly go so outward publicly. Why am I embarrassed saying this? Publicly with his emotions and his feelings and his like quote unquote heartbreak. He felt a sense of heartbreak for what had happened. And he, yes, was petty about it, but went to a degree of feeling the need to say it publicly. Was it at my expense? Yes. And was it wrong? Yes. And I shit on him about it to this day, and we both laugh about it to this day because he also thinks it was wrong. But I was in a moment of, so to your comment, it's almost flipped. It was almost like if he didn't do that song, it's almost like I wouldn't have felt how much he felt about me, and I wouldn't have made it real in my head because I was at such a low with feeling like I could be loved. I don't know if this is making sense, and I might sound insane, but it was like a point in my life where it's like I almost, and then the whole second wave, I was mad at him and I was like blocked him and I was never gonna talk to him again. But then a whole second wave emerged from it where he realized, oh,